Going on, guys? What's going on? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. NFP Friday. Market pushed up a crap ton in the pre-market. I wasn't buying it. I didn't partake in the news. I never really play news breaks like that. But again, that was a fantastic move. On the 30-minute chart, it was a clear breakout. Realistically, you should have just closed your eyes and bought. But I was kind of telling the members in Evolution Traders this morning that I wouldn't be surprised if the market goes all the way back down, if not finishes red today. So truthfully speaking, there was some great plays to the downside that we caught this morning. I'm all wrapped up right now. I'm all done. All my accounts are locked out. I do got a couple of evaluations that I'll play a little bit with, but I think across the funded accounts that we traded today, we're up around $300 an account, and I traded 3 of them. So, about $850, $900 collectively. Again, my idea and thought process for Fridays is, stick around for an hour, 2 hours max, see what I can, what I can find, and just end the day there. I was just kind of looking at the numbers for the week. So if I was to just kind of analyze some of these numbers this week, one of my PA accounts with Apex is up $736, which is not bad, for a week's worth of work. I mean, even if you think about it like this, 700 times 4, we're talking about a $2,000 a month account there. And then we've got 2 accounts that were copy traded this week with Top Step. Those XFA accounts are up $2,096.84 this week. We finished this week with an 82% win rate on 30-minute opening ranges, on 5-minute 20 SMA plays, shooting for that 8-point take profit. We took 5 losers, 24 winners. So the numbers are good. I like that. Just kind of looking through the days here. Tuesday, 690, 406, 703, and then today was a small day, 296. So again, as the week starts to taper on, and especially if I'm green on the day or on the week, excuse me, I definitely try to limit that, right? I try to limit that. So I'm never really trying to push it on Friday. I know a lot of people try to, see and scrape and squeeze all the water out of the rock that they can, but I just don't see a point for it on Friday. It's like you take a good trade, if you see a couple of setups, take them, either cut your price target down in half and or size down. So that way, if you do take a loss on it, it's not going to hurt as bad. And then you can still be clear-headed enough to say, okay, well, I made $1,000 this week. I lost 200 today, but I'm still going to finish the week positive 500, which, over the course of 4 weeks is around $2,000. So again, once you're running, especially if you're trading prop firms, once you're running your accounts at scale, where you have 3 or 4, even 5 accounts working for you, $2,000 a month per account. Again, that's per month, $2,000. Guys, a big problem that I see online a lot of times, is people are trying to shoot for $1,000, $2,000 days. Do you know how hard that is to do? It's extremely hard. It's extremely hard, because you're putting so much unnecessary pressure on yourself to hit an imaginary number. Realistically, there's a member in my room who's got multiple evaluations, multiple funded accounts. I think over 12 or 15 accounts, and they break them up into groups, and one of their groups is only looking for like anywhere between $100 and $150 a day. So if those accounts are in the profit $100 to $150 a day, they stop trading. And it's like every week they're passing more evaluations, they're getting inches closer to taking the payouts on the other accounts. So it's really good to just let the days pass, right? Just don't get ahead of yourself. There's nothing much you can, you're not going to squeeze water on a rock. So getting a nice little push up here. Let's just look at some price action. There might be something here. We're looking at the floors down here, 20,013. We came down, tagged it once, bounced, little shy of it this time, tried another attempt at a bounce. Now we're back down in this range again, and we're putting in a little bit of a higher low. So if I was to draw a little bit of a trend line here, just kind of marking out these lows. This is one, the start of the low, second touch point, third touch point here, fourth, we have 4 touch points here. If I was to be looking at this chart right now, we got an active 20 SMA play here. Let me see if I can catch this on an evaluation account. Oh, come on, where are you at? Load up. I don't think I didn't get the damn chart up fast enough. Shit. Anyways, so that trend line that I'm looking at there, let me see here. I'm trying to figure out something, guys. That trend line, let's go back to this chart. This trend line that we got here, we got multiple touch points down here, guys. I'm in this active 20 SMA play, honestly not looking for much here. The high price is 20,109 and a half. We've touched highs of 114 and a quarter, 116, 117. Guys, I think I should have gotten filled here. Let's go back to this chart here. 10 points there, we're out. We got a quick 10 points on that 20 SMA play there. Long, guys, quick 10 points on that. Again, this move might continue to bounce, right? The low of day might be set in here. What I've got on the chart now, you can see 20 period moving average, 20 SMA, and then I've got a Fibonacci retracement. So I've got the high of day being the green line, the low of day being the red line here, and then we've got some levels in the middle that we can play with. If we're just solely looking at the fibs here, 50% retracement would be around 20,139. That would be where I would like to see price target on this. So again, I love when 20 SMAs, right? I love when these 20 SMA scalps align with fibs or align with other moving averages. Like if it was a 50 or a 100 day, I love when they align, and then that tells me that if we confirm, we could potentially be breaking through that area, and it's going to be enough to catch a scalp, right? I don't really like when they're so much in the middle of a range, because I tend to think that they chop around a little bit more. But that was a good play all in all. 20,109 and a half. That should have been the entry on this current 5-minute candle, and that shot up to 2125. So 15 points there, and it could actually be going higher. So very, very quick trade there. Very, very quick trade. And I even took it late, right? I even took it late. I was a couple points late on it because I was fumbling around with my accounts here. But anyways, so again, and I'm just, like I said, I'm just messing around here on an evaluation because we are locked out on the day. This evaluation here is up $482 today. What is this one at? This one's up 1,000, 958. I should have took it on that one. It is what it is. Our PA account today with Apex, we only did $333.24. So on that, what did I take? I took 4 trades. I took 4 trades, 3 winners, 1 loser. The largest losing trade was 144. The largest winning trade was 320. Average winning trade is around 166. 75% on the day. But if I look at the week, with Apex, we're shooting at 81%. So 81% of the trades are winners. And what was it on Top Step? Top Step was 82%. So about the same, right? About the same. And I'm not taking the same trades on Top Step as I am on Apex because I'm kind of filtering different setups. But that's also good for me to see as well, right? It's reassuring to see that the setups that I am taking, they're hitting across the board. Now, look at this, guys. We might get this tag here into 20,130s. 20,130s, that's going to be your 50% retracement from the low of day. If we do lose this little swing low here at any point in time in the day, which is going to be looking like 20,034, I would expect 20,013 to hit. And obviously if 20,013 gives way, then we're going to be looking at a bigger move down. But right now it looks like the bulls are going to step in and hold this. Especially now that we're going into lunch. We've kind of been fading essentially since the open, right? So we are coming into lunch here in 5 minutes. What I would be looking for over the 50% retracement is if we tag this and we kind of chop around a little bit and hold 20,110s, I'd be looking for 169s, 170s to get tested, right? 160s to 170s get tested. That's going to be your 61.8. Again, anything over 61.8, we could definitely be looking at 200s. But again, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Let's just play it level by level, step by step. Very good move here. This is a 100% 20 SMA play, picture perfect setup. So again, for those of you guys who maybe have found my YouTube videos and you're kind of like still fumbling around with the idea of when do you get in, what are you looking for, this is exactly what we're looking for here. We're trading below the 20 period moving average, right? We're trading below this 20 SMA. Nice strong bar. Doesn't have to be this strong, but a nice strong bar here closes back over the 20 SMA. The thought process in theory is, can we catch the start of a short-term trend as a scalp, right? We're not looking to catch the whole trend. Again, that's why the win rate percentage is going to be higher, because we're not riding this trend out. You know, definitely could stretch it by moving stop losses to break even and stuff like that. But that's not my jam. My jam is just to try to scalp the start of the trend. That high price, again, 20,109.5. So what you're looking for here is once this candle that closes over the 20 SMA gets set, right? Once that's set, then what we are looking for, is a following candle. When this candle is currently active and in motion here, we are looking for it to take out the previous candle's high. As soon as it happens, you're in, you have a hard bracket or OCO or strategy in there that's going to take profits. You know, I'm a big sub 10 point guy, right? I'm a big sub 10 point guy. So 10 points kind of being the max that I'm going to take. 8 points is a sweet spot for me. It's been a recent sweet spot. And 5 points is my, okay, let me get back to basics and let me build confidence and let me kind of, you know, just chip away at this with small gains, small gains, small gains. Just blew your 5th funded account with only $5 from payout. I don't learn my lesson. Always get 100. What happened? What happened, Steam? We can't do that. We can't do that. You know, especially when you're that close. You know, what's the difference between? I mean, is it because you were trying to get that payout submitted today versus having to wait till the 15th? Is that the reason? I could see that being the reason. And if that is the reason, the only thing you can think of here is that even if you are shy of getting that number to get your payout today, what's the harm in waiting 10 more days for a guaranteed 2,000? You know? A guaranteed 2,000 if we just wait 10 days. We got to stop shooting ourselves in the foot. You know, because honestly, it's what the prop firms want. They thrive off of this. That's how they make their bottom line is by us as traders doing those silly things, right? Yeah, if you are that close, that's a great point. Trade micros, you know, trade micros. So that way, if you are taking a hit, and you do go down and you know you're not losing $200, $300, $400 at a time and then feeling that urge to I've got to get it back to that balance because I was only $5 away or whatever it was, you know, especially on a Friday, you know, when you're that close, say, hey, you know what, I'm going to trade micros. I'll give myself a $200, $150 max pain today. If I don't hit it today, then I'm not going to fall into this payout window. I'll just wait till the 15th. But at least I'm going to have more time to trade. It's easier said than done. I get it. It's like beating, you know, a dead horse, but we just got to be reminded, you know, we just got to be reminded. Just hang in there. It's not, you know, the end of the world. If you pass one evaluation, you can pass another. If you were that close to getting a payout one time, you're going to get that close yet again. But it's how are you going to handle the next one, the next time you're there? Again, just keep your head up, man. Just keep plugging away. We've all been there. And it's knowing when to stop too, like, right? Like, so today I locked out pretty early, right? I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was 30 minutes, 40 minutes into the day and I locked myself out. Could I have easily taken this trade here on a funded account and made some cash, maybe taken the short, made some more cash? Absolutely. You know, when I locked myself out, it was only up 296 bucks. But my thought process is like, Do I want to take the 296 and call it a day and know that I have a whole nother week to continue to grow my balance? Or do I want to leave the door open to potentially taking a loss, telling myself it's Friday, I'm not even going to get a shot at recuperating this until Monday, and then potentially draw myself down into a big hole? I've got to do the adult thing. I've got to do the smart thing. And I've got to do it the boring way, right? I've got to do it the boring way. Because again, I've been there before. You know, I've been close to taking payouts in the past, and I let one trade get to me and it's a wrap, right? So, you know, we just got to keep practicing the craft. That's all. You know, master the mind. Master the mind. I'm gonna take this trend line off. But if we do break down through this at some point in time in the day, guys, that low of day gets taken out, there's going to be a lot more room to the downside. Right now, this looks like a higher low that's been put in here. So good little bounce here. A nice little pause. We're starting to build a little bit of a flag on the 5-minute time frame. Again, you know, maybe there's a shot over 148 3/4 that maybe there's a shot we push into the 60s, right? So maybe there's another 10 points there to grab on a quick cash flow move. But my mindset doesn't change on Fridays. It's take it slow, take it easy, size down, grab profits a lot quicker, just to kind of protect myself. You know, it's the worst feeling in the world going into the weekend with regrets, especially if you've had a decent week, you know. Because again, this is the only business where, you know, at least that I know of, where, you know, you can work all week and then one day they just take away all your earnings. Imagine you're 9 to 5, whatever you do normally, right? Imagine you go to work all week just for the boss to say, hey, you know what? I don't think you did a good job today. I'm going to erase those other 32 hours that you worked today. I'm going to erase those other 40 hours that you already put in. I'm not going to pay you this week because I don't feel like you did a good job today, right? How many trades did I take this morning? I think I'm at 4 total. Took 4 total. Few scalps. One of those scalps was in pre-market. On that momentum move higher. Again, it wasn't that much. It was about $80 trade. It was just a quick scalp. But yeah, about three setups since the market has opened. 20 SMA play to the downside was 1. Oh, and then I took a 15-minute opening range. I'm playing around with the 15-minute opening range. Again, my sweet spot in bread and butter is a 30-minute opening range. That's not going to change. That setup will still be in there. But I played with a 15-minute opening range. Initially got into the trade. It went down about 5 points and then bounced up about 20. Put myself into drawdown or around 15 something, 18 points or something like that. And then I looked at the chart and it was getting rejected at that point in time. So I double backed into the confirmation when it reconfirmed again and picked up a nice lump sum on that. Again, the 15-minute opening range is something that I'm just going to have to play around with a little bit more and kind of learn it a little bit. You know, learn what the best take profit is. Again, I had a lot of, there was a couple of people in the Discord this morning that took the 15-minute opening range for like 4 or 5 points, and they got paid out pretty quickly. But I was looking for a little bit of a bigger price target on smaller size. I did take part in this last one here. So at 1150, this 20 SMA play for Disney, you just asked how many trades. This was my last trade, but this is on an eval. I just took this on an eval. I don't really count evaluation trades, you know. That's a setup that I took, but it's not like something I'm going to stress over. There was also a bounce. You guys can go back and back test on your charts. there was a bounce here at around 10 o'clock this morning, Eastern. So at 10 o'clock, we got this washout and it came down to the 5-minute watch. I'm going to put the 200 on my chart as well. Whoops. Not that chart. Come on. Oh, man. Anyways, I'll just leave this chart. But you see how down here at 10 o'clock at 10:10, we came down into this 200-day moving average on a 5-minute time frame. This is not a 20 SMA play. It's nothing more. Like inside my Discord, we kind of have a little bit, we have some other additional setups and levels that we play. This is definitely one of them, where it's you get an extended move down or an extended move to the high side that normally goes pretty quickly and pretty aggressively, but it runs into a major area of support or resistance, right? Which in this case was the 200 SMA. So in this particular play, when I seen us slam into this 200 SMA, what I was looking for was a sweep, right? I want to see it sweep the 200 SMA and I want to see it aggressively reclaim it. And when it aggressively reclaims it, now it's, I call it, it's putting us back in range for a potential dead cat. So what I'm looking for is that candle that bounces off of that support to close, and then I want to see the following candle take out the high, and then I'm going to use this as a sneaky area to scalp along. So I did scalp this bounce here, and I know a couple of other members also took it as well, because we were calling for 33s. That was the level we were looking at, 20,033, 20,033. That was the level that we were looking at to see if we were going to get that bounce there. We held, we bounced, confirmed, took it for a little bit of a ride. Again, we're not taking much. We're like sub 10 point. Most of us, again, most of us in my room, we're sub 10 point traders. So our price targets are always sub 10 points. Yeah, I can definitely activate Spanish subtitles. How do I do that? Let me try to figure out how I can do that. Is there a way I can do that without ending the stream? How can I do that? I will definitely figure it out. I will definitely figure it out. Oh, subtitles. Let me see. Um, um, I will definitely figure it out. What up, Elder? Are you all done for the day? I'm just kind of watching Price shooting his shit here. That 200 SMA, that 200 SMA seems to be holding today. You know, definitely there might be a little bit of an opportunity there for low of day if we lose it, but I think I'm done. I've got one eval account loaded up just for shits and giggles. I'm on Friday mode already. Ready for a long weekend of sports. Got baseball playoffs, got football. I'm ready. How did everyone else do today? You guys finish green, finish red? We still trading? I know a couple of you guys are done already. And if you are done and you still want to kind of participate in the markets, load up an eval. Load up an eval. No reason to risk real cash there. You know, practice your strategy and practice your risk management. One of the best things that you can do is when you're kind of, you know, when you take a couple trades on your funded account, you can definitely go over to an eval and continue to trade and practice your risk management and your emotional control. Because again, guys, a lot of times, like, think about this. Let's say you have a funded account and you make some cash on it, and then you go over to an eval account, and then you start getting upset when you're losing an evaluation account. Something's wrong, right? There's something wrong there. Because why would you be upset about taking losing trades or losing fake money when it's got no relevancy at all? Hey, you seen that? I took that Nvidia trade the same time that we had that Biggs bottom on the NQ at like around 10:10 Eastern. I seen that bounce and we started to hold the floor, and then that Nvidia looked the same, right? The chart looked the same. So I said, shit, well, you know, Friday contracts premiums are a little bit cheaper here. Let's go in on this and let's just hold this puppy. You know, let's just hold this puppy and see if we get a bounce. And then it ended up screaming. Like, again, as always, I got out way too early. But if I look at that chart right now, you know, look at the 1010, right? 1010. It's this. This is the Nvidia chart that I'm pulled up on the screen. This looks the same as the Nasdaq chart, right? So who's really in control of this market, right? Is it the Nasdaq 100 or is it Nvidia? But anyways, the chart looked the same. So when we started to bounce, I seen us put in like this little bit of a higher low. I said, shit, okay, well, if I can get in somewhere in the 122s, right? Somewhere in the 122s, I don't really care. You know, I know that my max pain is down here at 121.82. That ain't shit, right? That's not shit. So if I'm in the 22s, even if I'm in 22, closer to 23, it didn't matter. I was thinking to myself, didn't matter. I'm giving myself about a buck risk on this thing. About a buck risk. And even if it can come up and test a 20, it's 123.5, that I'm going to make a $1.50 on it, right? And that was it. Thought process was pretty simple on it. A little bit of a Biggs bottom. Hey, that Tesla, by the time I looked at that chart, I was like, man, I missed it. I missed it. I didn't even want to say anything this morning because I didn't want anyone to like FOMO into that. I just wasn't looking at the chart. But the damn pre-market level, that pre-market high on Tesla was fucking golden, right? It was fucking golden because it started to push pre-market highs 5 minutes before the open, and then that pre-market level, I mean, it just exploded over 246 and a quarter, 246 and a half. You know, first 5 minute candle rolled up to 248. So it popped on the 2 minute, popped and then pulled right back. Yeah, nice. Yeah, because even the 2 minute after the pop, that initial pop, it pulled right back in, you know, to the zone of pre-market highs, held the 20 SMA, never closed below it. That's a little guide. And then as soon as it started to pop, I mean, shit, you could have just used, you know, you could have used any closure below a 20 or even most recent pre-market swing low as a stop. Yeah, that was a fantastic trade. And then when it pulled back again, it pulled back again and then set up that big bottom there at 1010. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about, but it looks like the whole damn market at 1010 bounced hard. So I mean, you could have just fucking closed your eyes and picked any one of those Fab 7 boys. I mean, I don't know what the other ones did, but the two big ones were really good. Let's see. Amazon. Yeah. Amazon's the only one that didn't do shit. Amazon never came back. Apple never came back. AMD, same thing. 1012. 1012 put in that bottom, came down into the 20 SMA or 200 range, and then bounced higher low, and then fucking screamed it down. AMD's damn near almost at the day's high. It's almost at the day's high. Yeah. Yeah, triple Q's was nice too. I think Negi posted up some big gains, like fucking $600 on the Q short, which was good. I think it was a 20 SMA somewhere around there. That sell off. AJ, that problem that you're having is a problem that a lot of people have, and I've seen people say that same exact thing twice or 3 times this week. There should be no reason. Again, this is all easier said than done, right? Again, I'm preaching to the choir here. If our positions, I'm just going to use generics fucking examples. If our position size is one contract, one mini contract, and we take a loss, we can't take the second trade and go three, right? Because what if it's another loss? Now we're just ramping up the losses times 3. Like, that's such a big mindset that puts people in a blender. Is I'm down 200, I'm down 300. Okay, great. Let me double, triple my size, because if I win, I'm going to get it all back to scratch and or go positive. And then at that time, that's tilt. Like, that's tilt. Tilt doesn't, like, guys, tilt doesn't mean that you're sitting there taking 100 trades a day back and forth. Tilt means that you're making this emotional decisions because of what happened. So we took the loss of 200. Oh, well. We can never double the size. Just a nice break, and I'm not saying you need to take days off from the market, but a nice break from what you're doing. You know, even if you're gonna take like $100 a day just to build the confidence back, right? This is a 2-minute chart, 2-minute 20 SMA setting up here, but we got a little bit of support at 87s. You know, just to build the confidence back, slowly ease back into it. 20 SMA on the 5-minute as well. But again, we're in lunchtime. It's very choppy right now. 20,092 went down to 20,082. So this actually paid for 10 points here. There's it's not it's AJ, I don't even think it's a chart. Like, I can sit here and tell you that. I can sit here and tell you by the two comments that you just made. It has nothing to do with the charts. Like, my opinion, get off the charts. You don't need to do any more backtesting. Your strategy's up. Your strategy's fine. Your strategy's always going to take losers. It's never not going to take losers. You want the problem is right in what you said. The problem is that when you took the first trade and went down 200, you doubled your contracts to recover and go green. That thought process needs to be eliminated. That's the problem. It's not the strategy. It's not however you're trading. The problem is the emotional tilt of doubling the size to go back into profit. You know? So that, I mean, because think about it. Let me just ask you a question, AJ. What would you say that, based on the way you trade, what would you say that your win rate percentage is on your edge? The edge that you possess in the markets, the setups that you take, the trades that you take, what would you say your edge percentage is? Would you say 60% trader? Are you an 80% trader? Are you a 70% trader? What would you say if you were to take, the last month or two? So think about it, AJ. Last quarter, you're hitting at 72%. Those are great numbers, but you realize that there's going to be a string of 2 losers in a row. There's going to be a string of 3 losers in a row at any point in time. So the first loss of $200, fine. Okay, we take that on the chin and we move on. Second setup is a loser. We don't think to ourselves, shit, I need to put on double size to get back. You have to think about, at any point in time, my strategy can go on a 2 or 3 losing consecutive streak. And if the third trade is also a loser, okay, then maybe it's time we don't trade today and we continue this tomorrow. Or after we lose the second one, okay, maybe we continue tomorrow to kind of protect until the next day. But you didn't give yourself even enough time to get over the random streak that can happen, the probability streak that can happen, because you could have went on 7, 8, 9 winning trades in a row after that. And that goes for everyone. If you have a strategy that hits at 52% of the time, and you're you risk $100, but you're going to make $300 every trade, right? Again, I operate negative, so I'm going to hit it 70 to 80%, but for every $150 I make, I'm going to lose 300. So it's going to take me 2 trades to get back to even. But it doesn't matter. If someone had a 52% win rate, you could potentially lose 5 to 6 trades in a row. So mentally, how are you going to handle that? If your max pain is $300, you could potentially put yourself in $1,500 drawdown and still be on pace to be profitable at the end of 2 weeks, at the end of a month. You know that, right? Like, that's the whole reason for the edge. The whole reason for the edge is, out of let's say 100 trades, I know that I'm going to hit at 70%. And my edge is profitable by X amount of dollars. Now, again, even if you take $100, even if you take, $100 or whatever, a trade profit or whatever, it doesn't really matter. The edge is only profitable if you let it play out, but not going off script. The edge does not work. The risk management does not work anymore if we're moving position size around. That's why testing is so key. You have to keep the stop loss the same, you have to keep the take profit the same, and you have to run it through a series of work. A series of trades. And you have to protect yourself emotionally, because some days the market's not going to perform well with your edge, which I've been there. Sometimes it doesn't perform well with my edge, especially earlier in the day when the ranges are bigger. I tend to get stopped out more. But I have to understand that, yeah, I might take 2 losers. I might take 3 losers in a row. But I might also go on a 10 trade winning streak after that, which is going to recover the losses and put me back into the profit. But if I let the 1, the 2, the 3 losers get to me when I should already know that can happen at any time, and I double my size or I take more trades that are outside my edge, now I just screwed up everything. I'm going to screw up everything. You have to stay the same. It's got to be the same. That's the whole reason for the edge. That's the whole reason for the risk management. Because you're just letting numbers play out. You're just an operator, you know, you're just a really good operator. Don't be you know, I don't know. It's just my opinion. The real question is, because I've done it in the past too, and I you know, why do we get upset? You know, why do we get upset? Why is this one trade so important to us? And why is finishing the day red so important to us? It's all psychological. It's all psychological, because the way we're taught, if you don't work hard, you don't get rewarded. If you don't win, you're doing something wrong. So you have to reverse that psychology, because in trading, you have to lose to be a better winner. I know everyone has heard that saying before, but it's nothing further. It's the truth. It's 100,000% the truth. Because there's no trader who is going to go win 365 days out of the year. There's no trader who's going to win 100% of their trades. So when you run into the losing trades, how do you handle that? And why are you going to let that affect you? Because in the bigger body of work today, the 4th of October, 2024 is not going to be fucking relevant in 3 weeks from now. It's not even going to be relevant next Wednesday. It's not going to be relevant on Sunday night. Whatever happened today doesn't matter. What matters is what happens over the next 30, 60, 90 days, you know? But if we keep taking ourselves out of the game early, you know, for those of you guys who watch sports, it's like this. If a quarterback gets sacked once in a game, and then he says, well, shit, I got sacked. Our offensive line's not going to do it for us today. You know, I'm not going to play. What the fuck? Or baseball, you go up to your first at bat, you strike out. Well, shit, this pitcher's throwing heat today. I'm not going to hit him. So you just never show up to go at bat again. What the hell? Soccer or football, whatever you want to call it. The goalie gives up 1 goal. Ah, shit, I'm not gonna protect the goal anymore because well, they already scored once. What the hell's going on here? So that's the same approach. It's like basketball. First 3-pointer of the game, take the shot. I missed it. Oh shit, I'm cold today, so I'm not gonna take any more shots. What the hell's going on? You gotta give yourself an opportunity to stay in the game. It's all psychological. It's all psychological. I'm telling you, the way that this is going with trading and stuff, there will be a day where I shift from teaching strategy to teaching mindset and psychology. I will get whatever I need to be a consultant to talk mindset and psychology, because that's the biggest thing that I see people having. It's never the strategy. It's never the strategy. It's you. But we have to figure out, what are those triggers? Why are we getting triggered? What can we do to practice? Like, what exercises can we do mentally to get over that? A lot of the times it's just slowing down, taking our damn time. Nice hold here. We're continuing to put in a little bit of higher lows here. $20 SMA play on a 5-minute time frame played out. Came pretty close to stopping you out at my settings. Those of you guys in Discord have my settings, my stop loss and take profits, but this just hit. That's why I'm saying you got to let the numbers play. You got to let the numbers play. The last short hit, this long hit, that's 2 trades. One mini contract is $100 here, $100 there. That's $200. The last long before that hit, there's another $100. This long hit, there's another $100. This long hit, there's another $100. Guys, they've all worked out today, essentially. What's not working out is getting cute. Like, oh, we're going lower. I'm going to go here. Oh, I'm going to play this, a break over this candle. I'm going to play the break over that candle. Just stick to this. Just stick to your strategy. Because how close was this to getting stopped out on my settings? 20,111. And the low was 20,093. Around 17.5 points or so. 20-point stop loss would hit. I like the 20-point stop loss on the NAS. I do. I might adjust mine for next week to go to 20 points just to make it a nice round whole number. It'd be throwing around $40 more risk to my trade, but I think it would benefit a little bit more to increase the win rate percentage, even by 1%, even by 2%. I think it will do that. I might change it, but again, I got to see how many trades am I on this test now. So this test is at 30 trades. This test is at 30 trades. I mean, I'd like to get another 20 trades and then maybe go to a 20-point take profit, depending on the results. The results are fine, though. That's the thing. So, like, do I want to put $40 more risk on the table to potentially go from an 82% win rate to an 84% win rate? I don't know. Maybe it might be worth it. I got to do math on it. I got to do math. But right now, this is going to play out okay here. This is going to play out okay. Because after 30 trades at $2,000 balance, we have built a cushion. We've built a cushion to where even if we do take 3 consecutive losses, which can happen, it's only going to draw me down around $900, which would still have the account positive. And then if we go on another win streak again, we're back up to 1,000 or back up to 2,000. And then, yeah, so I think the equity curve should be smooth. Equity curve should be smooth. We'll see. I'm continuing to test. I'm always testing. And look at where we came up to, that 61.8. So we got over the 50% in the 30s, and we came and tested those 60s. Got rejected, pulling back. Again, if you guys watch my YouTube video from yesterday, where I talk about, how to set up your chart going into lunchtime, go back to yesterday's video and watch that. Dropping these fibs from high of day to low of day, or low of day to high of day at around lunchtime is providing some good levels. Guys, but I got to get ready to get off here. I do have a call that I have to do. I do have a call that was scheduled with one of the members in Evolution Traders right now in about 5 minutes. For those of you guys who are watching the channel, continue to watch the channel, hit the like button. Again, if you guys are interested in joining Evolution Traders, take advantage. That link is down in the description box below. You can also set up a one-on-one call to kind of go over your trading and stuff like that. To my guys who maybe just kicking back here on stream, if you need to set up a call, definitely hit me up in the DMs. We can find a day. We can find a day over the weekend or next week that we can schedule a time that is both good for me and you, that we can kind of go over some numbers and go over a trade plan. With that being said, I'll catch you guys all on the stream or on YouTube next week. Take care, everyone. Have a good weekend.